Namaste. In this video, we will look at data blending, which is another popular way and important way of combining multiple data. First, I'll connect to a data source. Now, before connecting, I just want to give you a little caveat regarding blends. Now, prior to version 2020.2, data blending was often the best way to handle data sources at different levels of detail. Okay, so different levels of detail means, for example, one data source is at a daily data level. For example, orders at a daily level. So, and if another data source is at a weekly level, okay, so weekly sales. So if I want to combine these two data sources based upon this date column, then data blending was often the best way to do the case, to do that thing. But these can now be done with relationships, and relationships have fewer technical limitations than blending, and they are the recommended way of combining the data whenever possible. Okay, now blending is only encouraged and recommended when it is the best method for your data, or when relationships are not available. For example, when it can be the best method for your data, well, when the blending relationship, when the column that you want to link upon, they need to vary on a sheet by sheet basis, which we'll see in just a moment. Or when when you want to combine published data sources, then blends are useful, and you cannot do that using relationships, and you need to use data blending in that case. Okay, so even though relationships are better than blends in most respects, blending is still important, and you need to know how to do data blending. Now, first of all, we'll connect to a data source, and I'll be connecting to the sample superstore data. Now, I'll just rename this to US store for now, and you'll see why I'm doing this. Now, I'll first drag this orders table. I'll just also rename this to orders US. Now, for data blending, I need at least two distinct data sources. Now, when I say distinct, I mean that I have to come here and select a new data source, or I can come to data and select new data source. Now, I need to connect to an Excel file again, because the sample European data store, that is also an Excel file. Okay, so now I'm connected to the European store as well. I'll say EU store, and that is why I renamed that to US store, because I have two different stores and I want to compare the sales and how both of these markets are doing for me. Okay, I'll drag this orders here for the European store, and I'll just rename this to orders EU. Okay, so I'll come to sheet 1. Now I have both of these two data sources. Okay, I'll just come here to the sheet 1. Okay, very good. Now you see I have two different data sources. I have not joined them. They are two distinct data sources, and I'll just tell Tableau on which columns can it join the two tables. Not join exactly, but relate these two tables. I can come here to edit blend relationship in the data tab. Now it is automatically figuring out by matching the names of the columns. Okay, so it is trying to figure out which columns can be related to each other. But there are, for example, in these are the American cities, and these are the European cities. So these do not have any matching values. Okay, so Tableau doesn't know it, but I know it. And also I see this quarter order date, quarter ship date, so these are also matching, but I do not want to go so granular. So I'll just remove this by going into custom. I'll remove all of these, and now I'll add my own. I know that category fields are matching, so I'll click OK. Then I know that, for example, if I want to do on the order date, that on which particular date, how much sales happened in which market. Then say I also want for the ship mode, and if I want for the region as well, I'll just keep this 4 for now. So these are the 4 matching columns in both of the primary and secondary data sources. Okay, so I can change the primary data source by coming here, and this will be the secondary now, and if I select this, European will be the secondary. So now I have successfully told Tableau that which columns are matching ones in both of these tables. Okay, now just pay attention, I do not have any check marks here, but for example, if I drag the category pill onto the rows shelf or the column shelf, now I have this blue check mark here. This is indicating this is the primary data source. So why did it become primary? Because I dragged the pill first onto the visualization from this particular table. Okay, so from the US store I dragged this region, and hence this becomes a category, and hence it becomes a primary. So if I come here European, and if I drag category now, this will become the primary data source. Okay, now if I come to American data store now, I'll have a few linking fields. Okay, so these are the 4 linking fields that I selected at the beginning. So these 3 are the non-matching ones, and this is the matching field, right? Category on category, and hence this is the orange colored, and now it is matching on the category, and hence I can easily blend these 2 data sources. For example, if I want to compare the sales in each of the markets, so these are the sales in the uh, European market. So I'll just rename this sales because the names are sales in both of them. Sales, I'll say sales EU. And now I'll come to the US store, and now just pay attention, there's no check mark here, but once I drag the sales here, this becomes orange colored. So this is indicating that this is the secondary data source. So all of the data sources which are not primary will be secondary, and those will be orange check marked. Okay, so now I can compare the sales in the American and the European markets. Okay, so this is how I can blend the 2 data sources based upon a particular column. Now, as I said, blending is useful when the linking field need to vary on a sheet by sheet basis. So now, for example, if I come to sheet 2, now I do not want to check on the category, but say I want to do it on the region column. Okay, so I'll first drag the region column onto the visualization, and this becomes the primary now. Okay, and I'll drag the sales here. Now you'll see one interesting thing. Now the blending of data happens as a traditional left join. Okay, so now this is my left table, and this becomes my right table because this is the primary data source. So primary is the left table, and if you are familiar with left joins, it is just simply, you see, if I come to the European store and check out all the regions, I'll have central, north and south. Now just forget this null for a moment. I have central, north and south. What do you think will happen if I join these 2 data sources on the region column? Now I have central here, I have central here, so central will match. I have north in the European market, but I do not have north here, so I will lose this north data from the European data. I have south here, but I have south here as well, so I'll have the south data matching as well. So let us see what happens. So ideally should have south and central data only from the European market. So since I'm in the European market, I'll drag the sales here, and now I have only for central and south data. I do not have the data for the west and data for the east. Okay, so I'll just drag this again here, and I'll see that what data have I lost? I have lost the data for the north region, right? Because the American market did not have a north region, and hence European market has also lost that data. So this is an issue with the data blending. You can call it an issue, or that is a property of data blending, that it does a left join. Okay, so it has 2 null values. I can filter the data, and now if I see, now it is telling me it has 2 null values. So if I filter the data, it will filter the null values, and I lose the 2 data from the American market as well, of the east and the west, because they have null values in the European market. Okay, so this is how we can do data blending, and this is a property of data blending, that we can change the linking field on a sheet by sheet basis. Okay,